and I have no idea what we're talking about yet.
Oh, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some. Thank you, Rachel. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what's going on here in a second. Let's just make sure. I'm fucking. Well, I'm not gonna get as worked up as I am about my new motorcycle because that is like, if I could marry an object, I'd marry that motorcycle. It's so incredible. Fucking hell.
You're whipping through the streets, man.
Dude, I was flying tonight. And dude, Medellin, Colombia in particular, Medellin is like, it's like a video game riding on the streets here because you just can literally do anything. There's no traffic violations. So, I mean, you can lane split, you can run lights if you want. I mean, not that I do that, but, you know, you can. They have cameras, but it's like, you know, it works part of the time. It's like just a giant video game. It's so much fun. It's like fucking Mario Kart or something.
I know. When that last clip that you posted, there's like 4 or 5 motorcycles going different directions. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's with any of them. It's like, nope. He's like, room.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll post some more on the new bike once I get it get some more footage out there. Hey Toddy, we're gaining people, but we're losing other people, I think. All right, well, we'll give it one more minute. We'll get started. Hey Prater, Gunner's here. Hey guys. And Matt, we'll chat. We can chat tomorrow in depth about what we need to talk about. If that's cool with you.
yeah, I'm free after this, and or tomorrow, whenever you're good.
Yeah, tomorrow, if that's okay with you. Tomorrow would be better for me.
Cool.
Awesome. I got a couple other loose ends to tap. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna wait. Where did John go? Family emergency. So, you know, as you guys know, and I've already talked to the rest of the admin team, Mobius and Dan, about this in depth. We had a separate call, so that's probably why they're not here. But part of this project has been really trying to figure out, and part of my goal with all of this is, you know, if you don't know, I love board games, I love analog games, and I'm really grew up in that stage where the board game was kind of phasing out into video games. And of course, I love video games, but I love gamification. I love board games, and I really want to make a mark with analog gaming, you know, which I guess, you know, it's not really defined, but I'm defining it. We're defining it as anything that's not a video game, but gaming in the space, right? Okay, so like, you know, kind of what we do with social RPGs and different elements. And we've been really, I've taken 2 years to try all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you guys have been here at any length of time, you know that we've tried lots of different experiments and stuff. And, you know, scalability, like what's going to work? Can we do this with 1,000 people? Is there even interest? You know, all that kind of stuff. Well, we've decided to really take this to the next level, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, to make a long story short, we've hired a dev, and he's working on us for us right now. Essentially, he's actually making 3 different bots for us for Discord. Okay, now these are going to be custom bots that are specifically designed to our stringent, you know, specifications. Mobius and I we're like, if it can't happen like this, we don't even want to do it, but we need certain requirements for this stuff. And essentially what this is going to do is it's going to give us a framework of flexibility, creativity, narrative, and then also a certain level of passive gaming. So you guys, you know, that are busy can still come in and play. And then, but if you have to do work or whatever, you can check in later. So there's a couple of phases here, and I'll just go over quickly. And then, you know, I want you guys to think about feedback for this stuff. I want you to give us any suggestions in the chat boxes. Please do it quickly because this guy is working really fast. And I want to make sure if you have any good ideas, you know, we can get in there. But I really want to get this done for Aftership 2 so that we can start really doing these battles. We're going to use this system for Legacy, and we're going to use this system. What's amazing about it is that this system is so flexible. We can really use it in any other project, and it's going to be incredible. So to give you a brief breakdown of it, we're building a economy, work, and store system. That's the first bot, which is basically it's going to be kind of a clone of Unbelievabot, but it's going to be our clone, right? So it's going to be built to our specifications, which are much more customizable, much more gamify. You know, you can gamify it. It's got much more metrics that we can tweak and play with. And I'm not going to go into super depth with these, but you know, if you guys are playing Unbelievabot still with about 5 things you can do, this new system is going to fucking blow your minds. All right. So the first element of it, and the first one we're going to have done, we have about a month and a half till we really start getting this stuff done. So we have to do testing, we have to finish building it. But the first component of this is an economy work store. All right. So what does that mean? That means just like Unbelievabot, you guys will be able to work daily. Instead of slutting and criming, we're going to have bounty hunting. We're going to have treasure hunts or like adventures, mini adventures that you can go on daily. There's going to be, let me look at my notes. You know, there'll still be roles for working daily for you guys, and a couple different things we're going to be doing with the system. You'll have the bank and you'll have your wallet, so you can steal still. We're going to keep that element in there. But a couple other things we're going to have is whitelist allocation through this system. And I say that because this is the economy side, but there's a store tied to this too, right? And within this store, we're going to have an ability to put whitelists like for the summoning, right? Instead of having the cards, or you'd have the card, you guys can buy it through the store, and then you'd automatically get the card, or you'd automatically get that whitelist. Your name would go onto our list, and then we would have that for allocation later. We can have gifts. We're going to be doing events through this, and also we can tie this into the charity if we wanted to, where you guys could spend lucky coins or whatever we're going to call them, and then you would, we would match that with a charity, right? A certain amount of money for charity. So think of it as a more robust store, kind of the same vibe as what we got, because I think it works, but a little bit more flexibility and robustness. Okay. This is the first component we're building, and this is kind of the one, if you guys have ideas about what you like about the store or the coin system or don't, I need to see those in Discord, like basically in 24 hours, or let's say before Monday. A couple things we definitely want to change is the store. The items will have the item description, the price, the quantity, and an image of it, okay, in the store. So you don't have to do item info anymore. That'll all be there. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, so put your thinking caps on about the store, and then let me know. And I'm gonna go over briefly the other 2 components of this system. But again, I'm not gonna. You know, we're doing this in stages, and I just want to make sure that this is the first stage, the economy store. So tell me what you like about Unbelievabot, what you don't like. If you had a wish list, what would you like to see? All that stuff. All right, the second stage we're building is we're calling it a base building resource management component. And essentially what this is this is going to be a bot where we can set the parameters. So we could say something like, to create potions in the store, you guys have to build the alchemy lab like we did, but this would be automated by a bot. How do you build it? You guys would put lucky coins in individually or as a group, and it would have a counter on it. Okay. So, you could say, exclamation point, what structures can we build, or structures, right? Base. Okay. Base list comes up, and the first one at the top is alchemy lab. Now, as a community, you guys can try to build that. It would have a counter for, let's say, 100,000 lucky coins. You're trying to build it. And if you get it built, all of a sudden it starts generating potions that come into the store. Okay. I'll explain what potions do in a second, or items for that matter. Now, what's cool about this base building is that you guys will be able to upgrade these structures, but it'll cost more lucky coins or other resources later. Okay. And there'll be plenty of demos and explanations of how this is going to work. You guys will be able to upgrade these bases as you go. So like if you get it to level 2 of Alchemy Lab, it'll generate 3 potions per 24 hours instead of 1. Okay. And, we have a bunch of ideas with like a fishing pier or forest where you can make different resources. And we're flirting. This component is early stages, but we're flirting with ideas with maybe you samurais can get land or get a little fortress and upgrade your own fortresses, or maybe they're like the houses, right? Where you guys will each have a house and you can upgrade those with like a blacksmith that can make armor, an alchemy lab that can make potions, food, items like that. Okay, so that's the base building kind of component, and all these will be are actually separate, so we can plug and play with them. If we can plug one in, try it for a while, see if you like it, and then try something else. But we'll do plenty of testing. And then finally, the kind of the main component of all this is going to be our new battle system. So we've hired Akira. He's working full time here on this, and he's assured me that all the things that we're asking of him can be built in this battle system. So if we can get this built right, we'll have the most comprehensive and fucking epic battle royale system bot ever made. It's going to be incredible. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you guys will be able to battle in teams that don't kill each other, or we'll have a friendly fire component that we could turn on and off. So maybe Poka misses and hits Matt next to him, and that'll be in the kill feed. We're going to have dueling mechanics where you guys can call each other out and duel for coins, so you can almost gamble. We're going to have, and I'm not going to tell you everything we're working on, but we're going to have some surprise components, like where we can actually drop monsters into the combat. So let's say Matt's got a team of 50 and Poka's got a team of 50, and you guys are fighting, and all of a sudden I say we're dropping in 5 ogres that are trying to kill both of you. So you guys are fighting the ogres, fighting each other, trying to survive. So this is a fully customizable combat system. Now, what makes it even more interesting is that we're going to have hit points. What does that mean? That means that you guys will be able to take more than one hit. So right now we're trying to design it, code it, where it has 1 through 10 hit points. And, this could be like Matt gets a potion from the store and uses it before the campaign. So Matt gets an extra hit point. That means if he gets hit, he survives another day, it rolls over to the next round, and he gets to fight again. It also means we can drop monsters in with 5 hit points. So these are buffed monsters, mini bosses that you guys are trying to kill, and it's going to be fucking epic. Couple other things that are cool with this is that, and I'm not going to ruin everything. There's a lot of components here, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I talked about duels. We'll also have a adventure environment mechanic, which means you guys won't be fighting monsters or yourselves. You'll be fighting a deck that we're creating. So we're creating a wallet that has monsters, but also environmental hazards in it. Okay, so like think lava, traps, fucking poison darts, shit like quicksand, whatever, rock slide, or all that kind of stuff, environmental shit. So this gives us flexibility with narrative, so we can actually build say the first round of the campaign, day 1, is you guys are stuck in a castle trying to escape and you're getting killed by the environment. Then round 2 is all the survivors have to fight each other, or you fight 5 goblins, right? And then the third round could be whoever survives. There's 10 of you fight 1 buffed dragon with 10 hit points. So this is kind of the idea that we're working out here. And this would all be interfaced through Discord right now. We're not doing a user interface because we want to really streamline it for Discord. So you'll have commands kind of like what you're using now. There'll be ways to pull up the leaderboard, your assets, how to join teams, and all that kind of stuff. All right. So I've been talking a lot. I'm going to stop talking now. Let me check the Discord. But what we're asking right now is feedback on the economy. Okay, let me read. Let's go. That's cool. Let's go, everybody. All right. Will the potions be the same or different ones for different things? So, okay, guys, this structure that we're building is so flexible. Like we're trying to build a core game mechanic, a skeleton mechanic that is customizable, but if you look at it from a gaming perspective, there's a million things you could do. So we could have health potions that and the way the potions would work is you guys would buy them from the store and you'd have them in your inventory. And when we declare a battle's coming or a campaign, we would say, me or Mobius or John would say, campaign starts in 4 hours. You guys would have a 2-hour window to use your potions or whatever you bought in the store. So you'd go in and type exclamation point, use potion, samurai 1224, or exclamation point, use armor, samurai 2891. Okay. And that knows that, depending on the item, some will go right away. Some, if it's a revive potion, it'll happen when you die automatically. If it's a, maybe. Yeah. So Bella said, can I be the ogre? So, something cool with this is maybe we have a couple poison potions in the store, or you guys win them in loot crates, and you drink it, and guess what? It turns you into a monster the next game, and you're fighting everybody. So you can see how, I've designed board games, and I really want something that we can use in lots of applications with lots of different configurations, and that's really what we're trying to build here. We could add also for like environmental NFTs that we would drop into the. Yeah, that's a good question, John. I'll answer that in a second. Guys, this is like this is at least a month off. Okay, we're working around the clock, but it's at least a month off. But one example is we would have loot crates that we would drop from the Dungeon Master wallet, okay, into the project with the the token ID. And if you guys confront that chest, maybe the chest has a trap. So if you beat it, you get the prize out of that chest at the end of the game. Maybe it kills you or hurts you. We could have potions. There could be potions that revive you. You die, it automatically revives you because the bot knows that. It could be a magic spell that you buy in the store, and it hits the guy in front of you on your first attack, but hits another random samurai on the enemy team and kills them. And there's things we could do like splash damage. We could do large swing damage where you hit the guy in front of you, but also the next samurai in line. There's a lot. I mean, with this system, it's really just as much as our imagination lets us to create. So John's asking about lucky coins. We would figure out a way to roll those into the new system. We would just probably match you or figure out an exchange rate and get you guys the new coins. But it is a while off. Does it right away, and Robbie. All right, so so this is a way for us to implement gamification that's fun, that's passive for you guys that are busy. You can log in and play, and you could go into the adventure and leave for a couple hours and not have to worry about it. Come back and see the feed. It would have a kill feed just like the one we have now, and of course you guys would have passive base building, economics too. You could just grind in the store and do your mini adventures, or you could go on the big adventures. So it's almost like a 3-tier gaming system, and it's completely customizable. And we could use this with other projects, obviously. And that's the key. We can just put it into a new component, design the games a little differently, and we're off and running. All right. So the important thing for you guys, for us, is if there's anything you hate or love about the Unbelievabot, please let us know within the next 24 hours, or we can say it on Monday. I don't think he's going to work tomorrow. And I'll open the floor. If anybody's got any questions, suggestions, or ideas, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you. Yeah.
So during the fight, when the samurai takes damage, does that damage carry on over to the next fight?
Yeah, great question. So the way we're designing it is there would be campaigns, right? And then there would be what the fuck are we calling it? The equivalent to like a campaign and then like a chapter, right? So maybe the campaign's called Raid the Ninja Headquarters, and there's 3 chapters in that. And maybe the first chapter would be like, infiltrate the fortress. The second one is find the chest. The third one is fight the boss or something. Yes, if let's say we like the hit point, I want to try the hit point mechanic with like guys with 1 and 2 hit points first to see how it works. But yes, Matt, if we get to the point where everybody has 5 hit points, or you guys build your blacksmith shop in your fortress, right? Through the base building mechanic, you guys get a +1, and you build it to tier 2, you get a +2 hit points. Yes, when you go into that combat, if the first chapter you get wounded, it would roll over to chapter 2. That's correct.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, I'm pumped about this. And that brings up a good point too. And guys, this is kind of layer 1. We have other ideas to layer on top of this, but we want to make sure this works really, really well. Of course, the other ideas, we can't do it with Bushido, but with the summoning, the new project we're working on, some of these ideas they would permanently change your NFT, right? So like, if you get, just an example, this isn't what we're going to do, but if you get you win a match, you survive a campaign, maybe you get a toughness score that goes up. And then the bot recognizes that, and that's a permanent buff that you have for that NFT, and then it goes into the NFT. So we really want to implement a fluid, like, active live RPG element into the NFTs. All right. That was a lot. Any other questions? Raise your hand. Let me check the Discord. People might be typing.
Dude, I am pumped for this. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
It definitely changes
I'm
it up quite a bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Rachel, I know it sounds overwhelming, but it's not all going to happen at the same time, right? It's going to start slowly, and it's going to be like, you guys can upgrade 3 things. Yeah, basically, so Rachel said, can we get a cheat sheet? Because it's a lot of components. I understand. And I look at games all day, so this is like in my head. But, what you guys need to understand, that we're going to build it to be really fun and interactive and give you guys a lot of choices, right? So the thing to remember is when, just like Unbelievabot, you'll log in every day and do your work, right? And then you could do a couple mini adventures. You just hit !adventure or !bounty hunt. You'll do a couple side jobs, and then you get those coins. Then, you get some choices. You can go and start building bases. Now, whether we do that with you guys as groups or as individuals, we haven't totally decided yet. But let's say it's a group, okay? Maybe it's a narrative trait. Everybody with this narrative trait can decide to build the blacksmith shop or a couple other things, which would then give you guys new items for the store. Those items are used on the big adventures, right? So every week when we're doing a big adventure where you guys are fighting monsters or dueling, you guys are using these potions and this armor, okay? So that's basically it. Yeah, and we'll give you a full cheat sheet when we get it figured out. Yeah, Matt, I'm totally pumped, and like, we would like to use this bot in other projects for sure. And I have a lot of other ideas with it as far as what can be done with the game modes. And there's a couple other game modes we're working on being built. One is like a skinwalker one that's going to be separate. And I don't, we'll decide whether we use that or not that much, but we'll have it. And that would be a fully automated skinwalker bot for the Discord, where we would assign the skinwalker role and the other roles. The bot would recognize it. You guys would vote within the bot, automatically kick somebody out. And so it'd be fun that way, nice and automated and clean and passive,
Yeah, I'm ready to call
right.
B. Harry out. You know what I mean? Get my samurai, my Lloyd, attacking one of his boys.
Let's go. Dude, you got to wait till you see. And I'm not telling you guys anything about the next drop, but I have the fucking most epic 101s in it. And you just reminded me of what you said. It's going to be so good.
Well,
I can't wait.
I need whatever that one is. That's what I need.
Awesome.
So with these like variable NFTs, similar to like the 3D apes, will it automatically update the metadata when you get into like, those toughness? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so we would design it where, right, we would have a bot that would automatically update it. Now, so let me take that back. I don't know how automated we can make the bot interact and write the contract, but what we can do is we can automate at the end of an adventure. We would get everything, and then we would have like worst case scenario, we have somebody update it in the metadata. But I think he can write a bot that can do it. Actually, it's just the problem with this one is this contract for the Bushido isn't allowing us. It's not customizable afterwards, right? The new ones that Mobius and I have access to now, we can, like you saw us, we can change them whenever we want. So yeah, the idea would have it fully automated. I'm trying to, I mean, for a number of reasons. One, it's more fair for you guys, right? There's less human error on my part, or and also it's easier. Not easier. It's less time consuming for me to. I can create the worlds and create the adventures, and then if we can automate them in the systems, I think that's a better thing for you guys. Long term.
Yeah. I think it's overall better for everyone to have that kind of accounting just done through the system. I think that's great.
Yeah, and you can just, we'll have a leaderboard, we'll have an like a campaign board, so you can do exploration campaign, and you'll get an overview of like, this is a 4-day campaign with a description of what the campaign is: to slay the dragon in the swamp and retrieve the princess if you can't, whatever, and then who's alive, who's dead. And this is something else that I wanted to share with you guys is that, and no shade to the other system we're using. They obviously doing a good job. It's just not flexible enough for us, but something I didn't like about it was that you won by points, right? So you're like points. You had like point leaders, but I feel like the hero was lost in it, right? So this new system, like the samurai that survives the most is the winner. It's that simple. It's like if Max Lloyd samurai makes it to the end, he's not winning because he has more points. He's winning because he has more kills and he's the last one alive. He's the survivor. He's the hero. And then we really want to recognize those samurai that survive these things, and we're working on a way to reward you guys, whether it's a loot crate or something. But we want those heroes to feel special, right? And like every time they win, they're fucking just badass, and you guys don't want to lose them. Again, and in this system there will be regeneration, but in Legacy, which we're doing on the system that Mobius and I have, you guys will be able to opt in your samurai into that, but they will die and they'll be out of the game when we get to Legacy, but that's later. So don't worry about that. What else we got? Any other questions? Matt, what else you got?
I mean, honestly, I think that's it right now.
All right.
I just think it's cool that you're going to be able to line up these different traits, the variability of it. It's going to keep things fresh. You're not going to be, in a certain parameters you can't work out of.
Yeah,
I think it's super cool. Is this something you guys are thinking about maybe then after you guys get it going, get it polished, licensing out to other projects, or is this just going to be like a Bushido exclusive type thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, Mobius and I are talking about, we have a lot of ideas, and, so yeah, I mean, that is something we're considering is making these bots modular. So it'd be like the base building bot, the store economy bot, the combat bot, the skinwalker bot, and a couple other game modes we're working on. And it would be a modular system that maybe we could license to other projects. Yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. And I think that would be, would obviously be good for us, right? It would give us longevity, give us some income. But I think it's something that's really needed in the space. I mean, I'm so surprised that people still play Unbelievabot, and it's like nothing's been updated to it. It's the same thing since the beginning, but people still play it. So if we can give creators a more flexible system where they can almost, it's like making their own adventure. I think there could be a really big demand for it if we can make it simple enough. We got some work to do, but I think the idea is solid. But yeah, we're talking about licensing it.
Awesome.
Yeah, potentially.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I would like it. I don't want it to be under our name. I would like them to just license a whole agreement where the creator, can put it under their system. And it just looks like when you go in the Discord, it just looks seamless, like it's part of their world, right? So it's not pulling them out. Yeah. All right. Collab kind of thing. Give them rank. Yeah. So Rachel's saying about ranks. Yeah. We could do ranks, and then we could do the ranks with roles. So Bushido, we can't really change the NFTs. So we would give you guys a rank with a role, and then the role would token gate you for different access to different parts of the game. So that's totally something we're thinking about doing. Now, with the summoning and any other projects that are coming, you will have like you can gain power points or strength, and it'll affect your NFT, and then the bot will recognize that. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?